Cracking a Cold One, and today I have my guest, Greg, and as usual, I am your host, Ishmael, and we start off the episode the same way we do every single time, the past 2 times, where we crack open a cold one with the boys. Now, I'm going to crack open my own, and then you're going to crack open your own because that was super awkward last time. I was trying to crack open.
It was super awkward this time too, for different reasons.
Like John was just like holding it like this.
It's like I've tried to like co-staple something with someone.
Yeah.
One person holds the sheets and the other person, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It's a one-person job.
Yeah. So,
You still never answered me. What is this?
Oh. I don't remember the name of it, but it is orange juice
Oh, okay.
and
There's a punch.
fizzy lime lemon drink and cranberry.
Ooh.
So, cheers.
Cheers.
What do you think?
It's pretty tasty. You can't go wrong with the punch.
Yeah.
You mix all those things you mentioned, or similar drinks.
Yeah.
It's bound to come out good.
It's fruits.
What if I just downed the whole thing?
Do it. You gonna do it?
Thinking about it.
At the end of the episode, we'll both try to down it. Stick around.
Robert Downey.
All right. So, if you didn't know, this is a show about reviewing trailers for, or not trailers, but reviewing which movies that are coming out in theaters during the week. And this week is for the 29th of March. We have on wide release, we have Dumbo. On limited release, we have Beach Bum, Fast Color, The Field Guide to Evil, Making Babies, Unplanned, A Vigilante, White Chamber, and on my meh list for this week is The Brink, The Chaperone, Diane, Slut in a Good Way. That, by the way, that was 2 titles, not Diane, Slut in a Good Way.
Yeah, no.
So that's our lineup for the week. First, we'll talk about wide release, Dumbo. I mean, y'all know Dumbo. Y'all watch Dumbo.
Y'all know Dumbo.
Y'all know Dumbo. I'm pretty psyched for this movie. It's part of my childhood. And also, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing Danny DeVito with it.
Yeah, that's a fun aspect of that, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm kind of indifferent about it, but that's just how I feel about all the live action remakes, even though most of the live action remakes are mostly the main characters are CGI.
Yeah,
Like you think like Lion King coming out and Aladdin and
that's true.
but or there's a lot of CGI involved, but it's live action, guys.
I can't wait to see Bullseye.
Bullseye. Oh yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell's in it. On the limited release, we have Beach Bums with Matthew McConaughey. Did you watch the trailer for that one?
Yes.
Yeah, what did you think of that?
When you see from the mind that brought you Spring Breakers, you know you're in trouble.
Oh, is that where that is?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like it's the trailer that I saw on Metacritic. Like it was a Red Band trailer, so it was filthy, like a lot of swearing and everything.
Yeah.
But it's like it said at the very beginning, like from the mind that brought you Spring Breakers, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
I never watched that movie, but it looked awful.
Jonah Hill's in it too.
Jonah Hill, Isla Fisher.
Yeah.
Who else was it?
So it's about a guy that's like a writer.
I think.
He's trying to write his book, and he's just kind of procrastinating on it because he's just always partying and drinking and doing drugs and being with women. It's Matthew McConaughey. The best comment that I saw on the YouTube channel that it was on was all right.
Yeah. I feel like his movies, some of them, like ones like this, it's like I don't think he's like that as a person, but it's like some like dark version of Matthew McConaughey.
I find it reminded me of the character I don't think you've seen it, but the Bill Burr show F is for Family.
Okay.
His neighbor is like this like chill like rich guy that works at a radio station, and it's pretty much the exact same character.
Really?
Yeah, the exact same character.
Yeah.
So next on the list is Fast Color. Some kind of weird. Did you see the trailer for it?
I don't even know what it is. No.
It's
I don't know, Ed. I kind of want to check out the trailer at some point.
yeah.
Or like,
well, I mean, I could put it on right now.
yeah,
I'll put it on right now.
'cause you piqued my interest a little bit.
Piqued my interest.
You piqued my intrigue.
Too fast, too colorless.
Do color.
Fast. Color trailer.
Fast and Furious.
Let's say Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious. Sorry.
Furious. You don't want to know what that means. Is my volume too low over there? I think it is.
The world's gonna die.
Oh, no.
I can feel
I was
it
fooled by this whenever I went to watch it the first time. I was like,
think
it's really
about
quiet. Is my volume broken?
How does she survive out there on her own, as broken as she is?
I don't know what's happening.
A Tale of Black Girl Magic.
So you're saying it's other
is your
magic.
mother.
Does she have?
Yes, but not like yours.
So like, there's two of them that have magic.
Our abilities can't fix things. If something's broken, it stays broken.
Yeah, so she's like telekinetic or telepathic,
different.
not telekinetic. Well, she is telekinetic.
see
She's both.
Both. All the Tellus.
She's all the
Except
Tellus.
Vision.
She's Tellus.
Never seen
She's Tellus.
Like an echo. Moving over everything fast like a race.
Yeah, her mother's like, she sees the colors just like you, or whatever.
Looked like the Northern Lights or
It's
something.
harder for us to stay in
Yeah.
hiding. I know. There's not
I
much
think this
time.
trailer was just meant to really confuse people so that people would watch the movie.
Yeah, well, that's it.
They're like, we have no idea.
Reflect the energy of the
This
earth.
trailer raises so many questions, and I feel like if I go and watch this movie, it's just gonna raise more questions.
Yeah.
Tests we can run.
What is happening?
She just pulled out a gun.
She just
Because she
pulled out a
sees the
gun.
colors.
She sees the white colors
anymore.
of men.
Yeah. But yeah, like I was telling you before we started recording, like I realize I mean, I guess it doesn't matter for this show, but I'm the worst possible guest you could have because I generally don't pay much attention to movies that are coming out and I don't really care. People think I'm like a movie buff and I am to a certain degree, but it's mostly just things that I want to see.
Yeah. Well, I
So,
mean, so am
this-
I, to like really that extent.
Yeah.
I think most movie buffs are in that sense.
Yeah.
Like,
but
just
there are
movie buffs about the movies that they want to see.
Yeah, but there are people who genuinely are movie buffs and also will see anything and everything. But I mean,
Yeah.
you need to be like paid for it to actually afford to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the main thing.
But like, yeah, like some people genuinely just go out and see.
So
like,
I'm trying to do
pretty
some
much
work for the theater so that I can get that movie pass, baby.
everything. Baby, movie pass, baby.
So next on the docket we have The Field Guide to Evil, which is I don't know if you saw the trailer.
No,
Yeah, it
it's
wouldn't be,
another one. I didn't.
it wouldn't be your kind of movie. It's a horror film. Same creators as the ABCs of Death, which some people find it's like the like best movie ever. I don't. I find it's the ABCs of Death didn't impress me at all, and it's not because it's an anthology kind of movie, like where it's just several like unrelated stories.
Oh, okay.
It's that kind of movie, and also the only reason that why this movie probably would pique my interest is because one of the stories is apparently about a prequel of The Evil Dead, like the origin of the book.
Okay. Like the whatever that was
The
called.
Necronomicon?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that might like pique my interest about it, but the trailer looked really weird. The best comment out of actually all the comments just said I am Groot, because there's a character in it that's just a tree person.
That's pretty great.
Yeah. Next on the docket we have Making Babies. That's next on the docket. The trailer for that one was okay.
Yeah.
It's weird because this week we have Making Babies and also the movie Unplanned,
Yeah.
which you might have heard of that one.
Yeah, that one I'm well aware of.
Yeah.
Because I'm Christian, I see it everywhere.
Yeah.
And well, I'll wait to say anything about that one, but
Well, I mean, we can go right into that one because Making Babies doesn't. It looks like a little bit of like a romantic comedy, but not like.
yeah, well, it's I read like just a little snippet thing of it, and like it seemed, like typical romantic comedy, but it's like, but not really, because it seems interesting to me just because like it's covering an aspect of like real things that people deal with.
It does seem to go really in depth about like the struggles of like trying to have kids on couples that have a hard time having kids.
Yeah, so I do, I like that aspect, that it's not just like
I wouldn't dismiss it altogether. That's
Yeah.
for sure. So yeah, next one is Unplanned, and that one.
I do want to see it. I do like that it exists. I'm not a fan of like the God's Not Dead movies because
Yeah.
they're just very kind of corny. And so
Well, apparently, yeah, okay. I did like a little bit of digging on that a little bit, and I'm not sure. It's either that like it's the writers from the first two God's Not Dead movies, or it's the writer from the last one, because it wasn't the last. It wasn't all the same writers for all three movies.
okay, well, I hope it's not from the last one.
Okay.
I never saw the last one, but it was just getting out of hand. But
Well-
my thing is that it is based on a true story, and I people with things like this, people aren't to be swayed one way or another. If they're
No.
pro-life, then they're pro-life, and if they're pro-choice, then they're pro-choice. And I know where I stand on that, but I like that this is like from the perspective of someone who worked at an abortion clinic and was high up in the Planned Parenthood,
Yeah.
and like had her views totally changed, and then like the fallout from that, and literally just like
I would recommend that for those who like are interested in seeing this movie, I would recommend that you actually follow up on the like original person and look up her actual story, and not really just go in and watch the movie and look at that story.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like Christian movies, not to like harp on Christianity or anything, because like my parents are Christian, and like I grew up in Christian. I'm not Christian myself, but I have like Christian friends and everything, and I respect their beliefs. But the thing is that often in Christian movies, the characters quickly become like caricatures, where like the bad guy is so like they show like how bad he is and all that, he's evil,
Yeah.
and then they show like the good guys, oh look how perfect they are. And the major thing about this person that actually like the person that the movie is about, her whole thing was about really not vilifying anyone that's working at like Planned Parenthood. Her whole thing was about like actually, making people understand like, these people
think they're doing it service, like they
Yeah,
think they're helping with
They
it.
think they're helping. They have their reasons why they're doing it. Like nobody.
And yeah, I think that most people involved don't have ill intentions and don't like
Yeah,
aren't-
I mean, like nobody's going there and
inherently
like,
bad
yeah,
people.
let's kill babies today. And the same with like pro-choice people aren't like, hey, let's just deny people rights. Everyone has their reasons why they're doing what they're doing, and that's why I personally don't think I'll be watching that movie. I mean, I might get dragged into it, but I would much rather actually look at her interviews than watch that movie. If you actually want to get the real message, the core message of what that movies should be pushing out, I would look at her interviews instead. I wish I could give you guys the name, but I don't have.
Well, her name is...
I might put. I might just post it
that.
in the comment section below. So
Yeah.
I'll post some extra information in the comment section below, and you can check it out from there.
I think I will see it, and just because it does interest me, because I'm used to not really have a view on this, and then I did very suddenly, not because anyone forced it on me. It just all of a sudden I believed a certain thing.
Yeah.
And so anyway, and yeah, it's just I like that it's from the perspective of someone who worked for Planned Parenthood and then like kind of in a sense had her eyes open. I know it could seem corny, but I honestly believed it happened for this person in her real life, and
Yeah.
I think it's
Well,
a
it
good
definitely did.
it's a good story.
Yeah. Yeah. And next
No matter how it ends up actually coming out in the movie.
Yeah. Next we have Vigilante, which is with Olivia Wilde, which is kind of reminds me of that Jennifer Lopez movie.
Which one?
I forget the name. That's the thing. That's how well prepared I am. It's that movie where her husband is like abusive and everything, and then
Is it called Enough?
yes,
It's one of those things where I feel like I had a VHS movie way back in the day or something that had a trailer for that, and I saw it a lot.
Yeah,
Never
well,
saw the actual movie.
it's pretty close to the same thing as
Okay.
Enough, like where this woman is getting abused by her husband, and she fights back. Like
Starts training Muay Thai
she
or
starts,
something.
yeah, she starts training.
Oh,
and-
seriously? Okay.
Yeah, she
I was
starts.
just making that up.
That's how like this trailer
that's how
begins.
it
Is
was
she's
in
like
Enough,
punching a
it
punching
seemed.
bag, and
Yeah.
like it gets all into the rhythm, and then it turns into a Vector commercial.
But still, it's like movies like that. It's like you can get behind it just because it's like, well,
Yeah,
you know,
I don't want to beat women.
yeah. No,
I'm
but I
not
mean,
for that.
no, but it's not even just that. It's like, no, I don't want to either. Ish. Good talk. But it's just like, you know, you could actually go in and enjoy that movie and feel something at the same time.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. But it's also one of those movies where like characters quickly become like caricatures.
Yeah.
It's like, look how evil this man is, and look how pure and awesome this woman is.
Well, yeah.
Which
but
like
some
yeah,
guys
which,
are like that.
Oh yeah, no, it's not to deny that there's not men like that and everything. I'm just saying like
Yeah.
it's a thing that these movies do because you know it's one of those movies where you're like, yeah, I want this guy to deserve it,
Yeah.
and you kind of don't want that guy to have any merit to beat a woman. I mean, obviously,
No.
you don't want that.
No, well, that's it. Because there is none anyway.
Yeah,
So, like,
there
even
is-
if she.
there exactly is. There isn't any.
Everyone's flawed. No one deserves to be beaten.
Which is like, yeah, I have to be very careful on how I word these things because I don't want people to think that I'm like, yeah, like,
Well,
it's
she had
not-
it coming.
yeah, they never show the reason. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. Don't edit that out of context.
I mean, it's not like you're running for prime minister or anything, so I think
you
you're
never
safe.
know.
You never know. Uh-oh.
Trudeau got in.
Sure did.
And next movie is White Chamber, which did you see the commercial?
No,
Okay.
you were going through all the ones that I didn't look at.
Well, this comment should sum it up. White Chamber. Can I copy your homework? The Cube. Sure, but change it up a little so it doesn't seem so obvious you copied. White Chamber. Yeah, bet.
I also don't know what the cube is.
Oh.
So there's nothing
Well,
for me.
the Cube was like kind of like a sci-fi version of Saw,
Oh, okay.
where they're just like stuck in this like room and they have to like get out of it.
Okay.
And yeah, White Chamber is like the Cube, but white and lights.
Is it sci-fi?
I mean, kind of, I guess. It looks futuristic a little bit, but yeah. My take on it, I haven't seen any A-list actors in it, but the effects look decent. The acting looks decent. I would probably check it out.
I just want to look at it real quick.
You want me to put the trailer on? Spider-Man. Darsky.
Darsky as such.
Who am I? Who am I? It's like reverb in that room. Aye.
Good morning.
How could they control exactly where this ass would happen?
Interrogations. You've been given to us for a very different purpose.
You've obviously never been in a white chamber before.
I take it back. The acting doesn't look that great.
Do you have
Oh,
much
we
trouble?
make chocolate
Oh,
milk.
we gave you chocolate especially to show how warm it is. Look how quick it melts.
Escape is impossible. The end.
Oh, acid. Disabled. How did it happen? Acid.
That's very sweet. But we have use for both of you yet.
Kind of got like a cabin in the woods element.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, I guess with the squares. I don't know what's up with her face.
Well, I just meant like, yeah, the guy, like the scientists or whatever, just like
Yeah.
just messing with them. Well, I don't know their motives. Whoa.
Not gonna lie, I do kind of want to watch it. I don't know what's that about. Jog in place, or I'll zap you.
Okay. Double time.
Do some burpees. Like all, it turns out in the end, all he wants to do is get him in shape.
He's trying to build super soldiers. Like the acid and all the other stuff is just to like
Yeah.
build their, you know, ability to
Withstand.
withstand torture and,
Yep.
and questioning. Yeah.
So which out of all the movies from the wide release to limited release movies, we have Dumbo, Beach Bums, Fast Colors, Guidebook to Evil, Making Babies, Unplanned, A Vigilante, and White Chamber. Which one would you least recommend to go see? I would say.
Like, I'm just gonna say Beach Bums probably, because it
Really?
looks so dumb to me. I mean, but it's like also just not my type of movie, so maybe that's also a big part of it. But I just,
Well, that's
I'm
it.
just-
It's on your opinion.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I watched that trailer and I'm just like, I don't know. I just feel like there's a million movies already kind of like it. Like I get like
Yeah.
almost like because I had seen like Wolf of Wall Street.
That's what I was gonna
like
say
I had
too.
kind of,
kinda
and
got
Jonah Hill's in it.
Yeah, and Jonah Hill's in it. I got the same feeling too whenever I watched it. It was
Like,
kind of had that Wolf of Wall Street vibe to it.
Yeah, it's like, oh look, this guy's a genius and he's brilliant, but look at all the drugs and look, he's
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
promiscuous and,
and
like,
there's Jonah Hill,
and there's Jonah Hill. He's weird.
and he's got glasses.
But yeah, like I don't know, it just seems like again, I don't even know if it's based on like if it's just a screenplay or if it's based on something or if it's based on a true story or what.
Yeah.
But it's just like I just don't care. Like it just looks dumb to me.
Which one would you? Actually, well, for me, I would probably the one I would least recommend is probably. That's actually a tough one. I think it's between ABC, or not ABC, the one that ABC that's the same people that made
Yeah, I already forget.
the Field Guide to Evil.
All right.
I said earlier the Guidebook to Evil. Yeah, Field Guide to Evil, or Making Babies. Those two movies look pretty boring.
Mm-hmm. I'd have to see a trailer for Making Babies, but yeah.
Well, it's with that guy from the show Reba,
Okay.
her like son-in-law,
Okay.
or he made a baby. That one, so he's good.
So this is like a sequel.
Yeah, or he couldn't make babies.
Not Making Babies.
Baby Returns. Which movie would you most recommend to go see?
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's really hard to say. That's where it's hard for me because I'm just like so disinterested in most of these. But
Really?
well, like I mean, I guess Dumbo, but again, like I just don't know. I want to bring up like that meme of Michael Scott being like, "I'm ready to be heard again," like how people have been sharing that for The Lion King, like with Mufasa dying, and everything. Like it's just like it seems even more sad when it's, even though like I said CGI, but like when it's real elephants, it just adds an element of like, oh man.
I feel like I don't even remember much from the original Dumbo.
Oh really?
Yeah, I know there's something sad that happens, like him and his mom get separated.
Yeah.
I know about that, but it's been.
Well,
a
they think
long
she's like a mad elephant because I think she tries to protect him or something, and she gets taken away. And I think, anyway,
She's angry.
She's angry.
So I guess Dumbo.
Well, that's the thing. Like I did watch the trailer and I did kind of want to see it because I hadn't seen the trailer yet until today, surprisingly.
Oh.
So, like, it's like I want to watch it, but I also am like, do I though? Because it's like, it just seems so sad when it's real.
You have to make a choice, Greg.
Well, what are the other?
The other
bad
choices. Well, there's Dumbo, and then there's Beach Bums, and then there's Fast Colors, and then there's the evil one, the evil book thing, and then there's Making Babies, and then there's Unplanned, and then there's Vigilante.
All right, I already picked the ones that I didn't want to see. Right. Well, I already said I'm gonna see Unplanned, but I don't know that that's like my recommendation for like, hey, go out and.
Well, I mean, that's it. It's the recommendation that you would pick.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
That's one that I will see for sure.
Okay,
but it's, and again, it's just kind of, I think it's, and I normally hate movies that are like just enforcing a message.
Yeah.
But this is something I do strongly believe in, so I guess that's why, like, yeah, I do think it's a different point of view for people who are set on, like, you know, what they call pro-choice.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, hey, well, this is based on a real story, and it is based on something that actually happened, and she's like, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't be a part of this kind of thing.
So my recommendation would probably be, I'm gonna say Dumbo, honestly.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with Dumbo.
No, I'm kind of there with you a little bit too.
Yeah, like, I mean, you won't regret going to see it.
My thing is, like, are they gonna do that psychedelic, like,
the part
trip
where
that he has?
Yeah.
Because they kind of showed like a teensy glimpse of it in the trailer, but they made it almost look like it was. They made it almost look like it was part of the show and it was something that was happening.
Like I said, it's been a long time since I've seen Dumbo.
No, like I remember that vividly.
Yeah.
I watched it again as a teenager just out of curiosity. Like, was that a real scene or did I like imagine that?
Or was I tripping?
Was he like? They drank some booze and had an acid trip from it.
Yeah,
somehow.
That's how booze works.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was what, 60s? When did that movie come out? It could have been that someone had dropped some acid
into the booze, into the circus booze.
It may have just been what, I don't even remember.
That's what we call circus booze.
So these rides aren't going to shut up themselves. Oh wait, that's it. I don't even know.
Yeah, I
what I'm
don't
saying
know anymore. So yeah, that was our show. Hope you enjoyed it, and let's keep our promise that we said we were gonna do. We're gonna try to chug this all in one go.
So acidic, it's gonna go great.
It's gonna be great.
Mazel tov.
Cheers. That was easier than I thought.
Yeah.
Oh god, I almost puked a little. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.